Good morning, Barbados. This is Victor Callender. I am glad to be able to talk to you today. I've been struck with some level of infirmity, but because of the graciousness of God, I'm able to have a voice and to speak to you. I hope that you and your families are well, that you are blessed by God Almighty, that you continue to live for the one true and living God, and that you continue to reach out to each other and to love each other. Love each other. That's the only way. I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. And this is it. I may get into trouble with historians, and that's okay. But I'm going to say what my heart leads me to say. In my opinion, fellow Barbadians, we are witnessing the leadership and the collective strength of probably the greatest leader in the history of Barbados, if not the Caribbean, and Mia Amor Motley. I want to give to Prime Minister Motley not any level of sycophant behavior, because that is not who I am, but I want to talk about accomplishments. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You understand me? She has had every single leader of Barbados to learn from, and she has learned. She represents Barbados abroad with dignity and honor and speaks to the subject that matters to poor people across the universe. Across the universe. And Barbados should be honored to have a leader like Mia Amor Motley. Honored, you know, just like you remember your national heroes, like you remember Cigar Field Sobers and all the great members of the national heroes um, fraternity. You have to remember Mia Motley and what she did, what she faced, Barbados. She faced a country in serious crisis, economic, and then the calamity of COVID, Barbados, a global pandemic. No other leader in the history of Barbados has suffered that and was able to keep the country under steady hands. The ship of state still sailing, Barbados. I want to give to this prime minister what she deserves. I don't want to give her her flowers when she is lying in the dead repose. I want to give her her flowers when she can still smell them, when she can still appreciate them. There is a saying, if you really care about somebody, read them their eulogy when they can still hear it. I'm not wishing death on our prime minister, but I'm wishing truth and prosperity and health on her. I don't agree with her on everything, and I'm certain that she wouldn't agree with me on everything. But you know the one common thing that Mia has? She listens. Barbados, she listens, and when you are in her presence, she allows you to feel her humanity for your issue, for your issue. And that is what's missing, has been missing in the opposition parties in Barbados. People who don't listen, people who are only willing to advance their own causes, transactional human beings, whether it is Ralph Thorne or whomever. If the opposition parties in Barbados want to move into parties that can form governments in Barbados, they need to listen to the plight of the masses. And they need to be able to work with the people from the ground level up. You have to roll up your sleeves, roll up your pant leg, put on a pair of comfortable sneakers, and walk those constituencies and listen to the people. Tackle the issues. Not tackle the issues because you want at election time to be elected, but work the constituencies fastidiously. I believe that Mia Amor Motley as I stated earlier, in my time, now, right now, is the greatest political leader Barbados has ever had, and possibly the Caribbean. I rank her in there with some of the greatest leaders in Caribbean history because of what she's been able to do. Has she been perfect? No, she's not been perfect, but she held a ship of state together given the context of the problems that Barbadians face. And the problems that Barbadians face are problems not only in Barbados, but it's a global issue of leadership and leadership crisis. She's able to put together a formulary that fixes problems for Barbados. Give her time. Give her time. And remember, Barbados, that you are part of the political process as an electorate. You must work towards solving your own problems. It must be a combination of effort between you and your elected officials to solve your problems. You must engage politically, right? Unless you're able to do that, to elect a government and stand aside and not be part of the democratic process is a madman's a fool's paradise. You must become engaged. So, in having said all of that, I believe that Barbados has the opportunity to really resolve its problems, whether the problem be crime, whether the problem be of other social making, to really turn itself around and to head in the right direction. I do not believe in my heart that the ship of state is headed in the wrong direction. Does Barbados have problems? Yes, with crime, but you can't blame that on the Attorney General. You can't blame that on Mia Motley. You can't blame that on Cynthia Bradshaw. You can't blame that on Wilfred Abrams. You can't blame that on Marcia Cattle. You cannot. You have to look internally at each other. And we have to look at each other and hold each other responsible. Unless we are able to do that and talk to each other sensibly, get rid of the slackness and the looseness. Do you know, Barbadians, that Barbadian women are almost valued people, Barbadian women? When we destroy the ability and the dignity of a Barbadian woman, we strike down the dignity of all Barbadian children. Our first teachers are our mothers, our women. We need to harness that power that the woman possesses and use it in the right direction. When we look at our women as just playthings, that's sad. When we make our music about our women as just toys for men, when we misogynize women in the worst ways. Come on, brothers and sisters. We could do better. We have to aim for taking care of each other, because last time I checked, there's no bugle being sounded for a cavalry to come and save us. So we have to save each other. We have to save ourselves and our country. We have to stand for something, or we'll fall for anything. I love you much. I pray all of you well. God willing, I hope to be able to see you in the near future and to be able to hug as many of you as I can. Be strong in the Lord. Be strong in each other. And remember, the Prime Minister and the government of Barbados can't do it alone. Do not be fooled by the shiniest object in the room. Pay attention. Love and blessings to you all.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.